Hello and welcome to Documint. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create charts to put into your documents for dashboards or reports or whatever you would like to visualize your data as. We're going to use Airtable in this example, and we're also going to use something called Quickchart, which is a no-code chart maker. And of course, we're going to use our document templates. So this is our target here. This is what we want to produce, but we want to do that dynamically anytime any data changes. So we have a simple two-table setup here. One is a list of months, and they're linked to the salesperson, and then we're using this to keep track of their sales figures. And then we have our chart summary, which is rolling up all of our information. Here's our linked relationship to the other table, and these are our salespeople. And then we're using a couple of lookup fields here to our sales numbers table just to get the months and then the figures. Here we have a button field that we're using to create our report, and our URL. Now this is what Quickchart is going to help us with, and we'll hop into that in a moment. But we're also going to use something called an ARRAYJOIN function, which basically, when a lookup field comes through, it comes through as an array. And we want to reformat that slightly so it fits into our URL and keeps that all working for us. So the ARRAYJOIN function basically is saying, look at this lookup field and then put a comma in between every item. And that's what will help us format our URL correctly. But I'll put this in the description so you can copy and use it for your purposes. Then we've got our button field to create our report. So let's hop over to our template. So in Documint, a very simple example here, we've got our salesperson's name, and then we're going to bring in an image. So how do we do that? Let's just delete that. And so when we have a column, we can drop our element in. We're going to drop in an image, and then we can add the path to our image. And because this is going to be a dynamic image, we're going to refer to the chart field. So we're going to use the live URL, and that's going to pull in our image for us. So I believe the image URL was chart. So we put in our double curly brackets as a variable. Add that image, and then we double click it, and that's brought that in. You should see it added. Yeah, there's our two variables there, and let's just put that in the middle like so. Maybe let's keep the height the same for now. Okay, but we could adjust these two if we wanted to. Okay, so we should have everything we need. So let's go back to our Airtable here. Now we're going to take a look at the chart maker. So this is quickchart.io. I'll leave a link in the description for this. But this is a no-code way of designing your charts very easily and quickly, and then having those dynamically created when you want them to. So there's a lot of control in here, all sorts of different chart types we could have. Let's have a bar chart. We could change the border color. We could change the background color. Let's change it to green. We could change the width and the sizing of things. Let's do one thing here. Let's change our y-axis, and let's make it everything relative to 0. There we go. So it'll always be relative to 0 now. And again, we could change the fonts if we wanted to, do a load of stuff in here. We could add a title, or we could remove this legend. I think we will. Yeah, let's remove that. And then once we're happy with how the chart looks, we don't need to worry about all these columns being here at the moment because that's going to dynamically change. We save that as our template. This creates us a URL, or what's referred to as an endpoint. And all we need to do is copy it. So we could copy this whole thing, and then we could dynamically change the title and the labels and the data which is what we use our array join function for. So we copy that whole thing, we go to our chart, and we place it all in here, but then we need to replace certain elements with our array join function. So there's a little bit of formatting in here, but nothing too drastic. But then when our data changes, it will dynamically change the URL. So let's show how that works. We've got our information here. Clear these ones out. And let's create one for John. And there's John's, and then Paul, and he has fewer months in there, remember? So we should see a different chart. Yep, there's Paul's, and let's do Ringo as well. And there's Ringo, having a great October. And there we are, we're all done, and Documint will save that back down to your Airtable record for you. But let's just show this changing dynamically. So let's give Ringo a head start in November. So let's say we'll get him a head start in November, about $500 for November. Okay, so that's now linked to his record. We go back here, we see the URL has changed, so it's added November and the figure for November as well. So if we click our button again, there, now we see November's been added immediately. Everything is adjusted accordingly, and we have our dynamic images, and we're creating those with a simple button click using our Documint template and saving it back down to Airtable. So I hope that was helpful. Please let us know if you need any help at all, and thanks so much for using Documint.